Obviously, you're down in Singapore now. You recently made the move, signed up with One Championship as the vice president. Could you talk to us a little bit about what kind of prompted this move, and has it lived up to your expectations so far, would you say?
Singapore is incredible. Just an amazing place to raise a family and full of opportunity. It's got, it's a big city, but it's got a small feel. It's still small. And, I've been in New York, I've been in LA where people, especially in New York, really have this kind of blinders on kind of mentality, that we're not really so much out to make friends or hold the door for you or, really help. Everyone's out for themselves. And here in Singapore, it's just so nice. I feel like the pace of everyone is very much more kind. People will hold the door. They'll assist you if you need help with your stroller, like just things like that. It's just really nice. It's a great place to have a family, and it's beautiful. There's tons of things going on all the time, lots of workshops, and I love it. But, speaking to the job with One Championship, I've loved it. I realized that being the vice president, I don't fit an executive role in the traditional sense. But I think that's exactly why I'm valuable, is because I've been in these fighters' shoes before, and I am probably the closest person on the One Championship, executive side of it that has a sense of what it's like to be an MMA athlete. I've literally been in the shoes, and I've not only that, but I've been from the very bottom to the very top as a female in this sport. So I think my perspective is unique, and I'm really motivated to help the female athletes in Asia. There's still a little bit behind the times, as I think maybe most places are. Really, champions are a different breed. Champions are the ones who stay after practice, who come before practice, and who have that never quit mentality. It really is about mentality, to not want to give up or give in, and I just think that there's something that is maybe in the blood or in the mind. I don't know where exactly it comes from, in the heart, but there's something in the mentality of a champion that just is so determined that a champion will win on their very worst day. There's no excuses. There's no one else to blame. Like, they will put everything on themselves, and they will find a way to win. That's what being a champion's all about. It's finding a way to win.
Yeah. And obviously, we go back to your successful fight when you fought Holly Holm. Obviously, an amazing night for yourself. Looking back now, you've retired. You've moved on to a new position. Is that night still so special for you? Kind of looking back now in retrospect.
Absolutely. It was the highlight of my career. And I think also symbolically that fight kind of symbolized my career in, almost 25 minutes. It was like the 10 years of my career kind of summed up in one fight, kind of the underdog, the come from behind kind of victory and finding a way to win.
Yeah, it's those moments we're talking about. I think that fight you were probably down on the cards, and then obviously pulled it out of the bag. Grabbed old Holly, took the back, and I got the choke. I mean, in terms of your mentality, you never gave up in that fight, did you?
I never counted myself out. I knew that if there was time on the clock, then there was a way to win. And that's just the mentality I had to have. But I did know going into the 5th round that the odds were stacked against me, and that my biggest rival in that was the clock at that point.
Yeah.
Because I knew I could beat Holly. I just needed enough time.
Yeah.
And when the time started winding down, it was like, I have to find a way to not just beat her, but like stop her.
Yeah.
So I had to put caution to the wayside. And that's something else I think about a championship mindset, is that we don't allow fear to dictate our actions.
Yeah.
Champions don't let fear dictate their actions. If anything, it's a motivational factor. Fear is not something we process the same. It doesn't ever stop us from doing something. They could be like, yeah, I'm scared to jump out of a plane, but I'll do it. It's that kind of mentality, like, yeah, I'm scared to get knocked out, but I'll still do it. Yeah. I'll still we're out there and people are like, oh, weren't you scared to get cut? Weren't you scared? It's like, yeah, I knew that that was like a possibility, but you just don't focus on that. You're like, you're kind of crazy about it. You're like, yeah, but it won't happen to me, you
Yeah.
know? And if it does, so what? I'm still going to do it.
It definitely.
So like, you know, Valentina is as great a champion as you could ask for. She's great in her stand-up, but she's rounding herself out nicely. She's very explosive, and she's very fast. I mean, she's the evolution of the sport. And then you have Jessica Ai, who's had a lot of experience, who never second guesses herself in a fight, and who is just durable as shit. I mean, she is so tough. She is extremely hard to finish. You know, she lost to me. She lost to, and this is all at 135, so I do think she fights better at 125.
Yeah.
But she lost to myself, Juliana Pena, Sarah McMahon, all decisions though.
Yeah.
Like none of us, you know.
Beto was it as well? You lost to?
Yeah, and that was a split decision,
Yeah.
which I'm not really convinced that she necessarily lost that one. But anyways, either way, you know, us three were definitely top in a division at that time that was above her weight class realistically, and none of us were able to finish her, you know. So, I mean, if that says anything about how freaking durable, and she has 5 rounds, I mean, when you can't put someone away, I mean, that's something. She has the right mindset. She definitely has a championship mindset. And she moved to Extreme Couture, so I can attest to, like, what a great team. That's where I come from. So she has a great backing for her in this. So, you know, it's hard for me to make a pick. I haven't fought Valentina Shevchenko, so I can't give you a real good assessment on that like I can with Jessica. But, you know, Jessica's durable, and she has a never quit mindset. And anybody who has that, somebody who can't be broken, is never somebody you can count out.
Yeah. Look, very much looking forward to that. I think that the whole card is absolutely crazy. Obviously, you've got Cowboy and Tony Ferguson's going to be on there as well. So it's some crazy fights. Now, you going to be watching that this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching. You know, I'm a huge Cowboy Cerrone fan. You know, I like Tony Ferguson too, but you know, Cowboy and I have been doing this for so long, and we used to be managed by the same company, and no, he's just cool. You know, he's one of those guys that it was fun to change his mind about female fighting, and I know I was one of the ones to do it because, you know, he wasn't afraid to be like, yeah, I don't really get it, like, why women want to fight. Like, he didn't really, and that's okay, you know, because it was a learning process for a lot of people. Like, they really didn't understand, you know, this seemed like such a brutal thing. Why would a woman want to do it?